Hey guys, what's up? It's Danielle. So today I have a 1-month Wellbutrin update, and it's one of those things where it's like I'm just gonna knock this out. But I have been on this, or I should say the proper name for it is Bupropion HCl XL, and I'm on the 150 milligrams, so there's that. By the way, I would also like to mention that if you're curious about Wellbutrin from a food aspect, I have a video on that. I'll put it in a card for y'all. I will also link it down below. So if y'all are interested, you can go watch that. But this video isn't gonna concentrate on that. It's just gonna be like pretty much everything else. Because I feel like they're both two different things that are, profound enough in and of themselves that they deserve their own video, if that makes sense. So, okay, let's get into it. So the first thing is that I have been experiencing dizziness just a tiny bit. It's not enough to the point where I'm like freaking out about it, but it's enough to the point where like I've noticed it. The first time it happened to me, I think I was sitting at my desk. I was actually doing my makeup. It was like 6 in the morning. So no idea what that's about. It also did happen, like, again, when I was sitting at my desk, and I think I was editing a video. So, again, not really sure what that's about. Most of the time, I find that it happens, like, right when I wake up, or, like, when I'm lying down to go to bed, and I'm just, like, reading stuff on my phone, or I'm playing games or something. And some of you might say, oh, well, it's because, you're like, I don't know, trying to concentrate on your phone. That is not the case. That has never happened to me before, ever. So I really do feel like it is one of the side effects. And I mean, it is a listed side effect for the medication itself. So yeah, it's just really a question of whether or not you end up experiencing it. Okay, so the next one is dry mouth. And this is something that I always revisit every time I change my medication, because I feel like every antidepressant is a little bit different. So for me, switching from not being on any kind of antidepressant to automatically being on Zoloft, which was the first one I was on, that was like hell. It was absolute hell because my mouth was so dry. And then going from Zoloft to Prozac, it was about the same, but I feel like now my mouth is just a slightly drier than it was when I was on the Prozac. So I could just be imagining that, but I actually have 2 products, which I apologize, I'm not going to show you guys, but if you're curious, you can go Google it. The first one is the TheraBreath, what are they called? It's the TheraBreath dry mouth lozenges, and excuse me, you can get them at Walmart. It's like 24 in a pack, and it's like a little less than $4, so it's not terrible. It actually lasted me about 2 weeks, so for me that's actually pretty, it's pretty nice. But I like to keep them, I like to keep them in my desk, in my car. I also put some in my purse and then some in my backpack, just so that I can have them, whenever I need them, because I don't know, it kind of happens randomly when I do need it or when I feel like I need it. So that has actually really been helping me. And then you guys know, or some of you might if you've been watching me for a while now, that I did try the ACT restoring mouthwash that's meant for dry mouth. I tried that a couple months ago. It was okay in terms of like the first dry mouth product I've ever tried, but it didn't make like a huge difference. So this time I actually got the Walmart brand of Biotine, and it is working perfectly. They say that you can use it like 4 to 5 times a day. For me personally, I feel like I only need it, the regular twice a day, morning and night. But if you need it more often than that, you go right ahead. I'm not going to judge you. Okay, so The last thing is staying awake. And this has actually become a pretty big problem of mine. So I am a really big pop drinker. It's one of my very, very, very big faults. Like, there's a whole list, but that's definitely one of the top 5. And it just, I have not been drinking a whole lot of water. So I've been, you know, drinking stuff with caffeine, and I've been thinking that that was like keeping me awake, because honestly most nights I stay up till 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 in the morning, and you know, it's not really smart to be doing that. So it has gotten quite out of hand, and I remembered, you know, that with the Wellbutrin, it can make you stay up like all night if you take it at the wrong time. So one of the first things that I ever read when, you know, I was putting myself on Wellbutrin, I read like a bunch of different comments and that kind of thing on, you know, the effects that people had, and one of them was sleeplessness. And I was like, you know what, I'll be fine, that won't happen to me. This was me back when I assumed that I would have a normal, you know, circadian rhythm like I used to, where I would wake up at 5 every morning and go to bed every night at 9, which, let's face it, I'm in college and that is not happening ever. So yeah, there's that. But I have been pulling more all-nighters than I care to admit, and it is definitely a vicious cycle. So a good example would be, I will wake up at about, you know, anywhere from 11 to 2, and, you know, automatically I go and I reach for the Wellbutrin, because why not? And, you know, I don't want to feel like shit during the day, so I go reach for the Wellbutrin, and then I end up staying up until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then everything just repeats itself. So it is definitely a vicious cycle. It is like going down the rabbit hole. Kind of hard to pull yourself out of it, but I'm currently trying to. So there's that. But just a heads up that, you know, you really gotta stay on top of your sleep schedule when you're taking this medication, because you will be up all hours of the night. And for me, I don't mind it that much. Like, it's kind of a nuisance, especially when I have class like at 9:15 2 days a week, but for the most part it's okay. But it just, I don't know, it's one of those things where like it bugs me. So, but anyways, that is all I have for y'all today, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, links are all in the description below. Don't forget to follow me on all those, see what I'm doing throughout the day and the week, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Again, thank y'all so much, so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye guys.